table, while Modine provided the tip. Yet another win as the Leafs catch 22. In the land of GST, the Leafs provide some MST. That's Modine, Sundin, and Thomas. A taxing problem for opposing defenses, but money in the bank for Toronto. A first line that has the Leafs in the hunt for first place. Boston lawyer F. Lee Bailey and the Boston Bruins both proof that the defense never rests. And while Ray Bourque was drafted in 1979, another star was born that same year. Joe Thornton, a Bruin Cub, raised by Greyhounds and making strides as a sophomore. In a legacy of outstanding rookies, Sergei Samsonov gave Boston its 7th Calder Trophy. A fresh start for a freshman who shows no signs of a sophomore jinx. From the land of Khrushchev, Gorbachev, and Yeltsin, another leader that surely won't bore us. Bailey and Shore to an 11-0 lambasting in 64. Pat Quinn, who shut the door on Bobby Orr. It's the Bruins and Leafs tonight on TV. From the Fleet Center in Boston, it's the 568th regular season meeting between the Boston Bruins and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Toronto makes its second trip to Boston this season. November 5th saw the Leafs fall behind early on, never to recover. Sergei Samsonov scored twice that night as the Bruins handed Toronto its 4th loss in 5 games, a 4-1 final back then. And prior to the excitement of moving into the Air Canada Centre, its 11 road games are in their next 13 meetings into schedule that could very well decide Toronto's playoff home. Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Boston. The Maple Leafs entering play tonight with 22 wins, a milestone they did not achieve last year until March 11. Notable absentees in the Toronto lineup tonight: Ty Domi, Danny Markov, and Alexander Karpatsev, and of course Alan McCauley still out with the knee injury. Toronto looking for its 9th road win of the season, their 2nd win this week. Monday night, the Leafs showed plenty of spark in a 5-4 comeback victory over Tampa. And so too Steve Thomas, who scrapped, scored, and sacrificed the body for the greater good of the entire team as the Leafs rallied from a 3-0 deficit to win the game. And Thomas now with a team-leading 15 goals on the season. And Steve, like Curtis, yet another free agent signing this past offseason has paid dividends for the Leafs. Pat Burns continues to spin the old magic in Boston, a 30-point improvement last season, and the Bruins 4 points ahead of the pace this time around following last year's 91-point campaign. Training camp holdout Jason Allison, perhaps showing evidence of such. His point totals are down, and he'll be pressed to match last season's 83-point performance. The second of 4 games between the Boston Bruins and the Toronto Maple Leafs stand with New Orleans send it upstairs to Joe Bowen and Harry Neale.
Thanks very much, Paul. Well, the Boston Bruins and the Maple Leafs meeting tonight, original 6 teams, and it seems that in the contract, anyway, of Glenn Healy, since coming up from the IHL, it's play only original 6 teams, but he's played well in the 2 wins that he has against Chicago and the Rangers.
Absolutely, and you have to coach in this league to realize how confident Pat Quinn feels putting Healy in to give Joseph a rest. Healy has done a nice job this year, as he did in New York and last year for the Leafs, at coming in after not playing for stretches and being able to win a hockey game. And your backup goaltender has to be able to do that, and not quite as easy as it looks. Healy has been undefeated this year in the National Hockey League and gets a chance here in Boston to make it 3-0.
So it is the Leafs and the Boston Bruins, and there are a lot of players offensively that are going to be in our spotlight tonight. Not the least of which is Frederick Modine, who's on a 4-game scoring streak, mirroring what he did a year ago at this time. For the Boston Bruins, Samsonov has been outstanding in his sophomore season. Matt Sundin had just 1 game without a point, but he's rattled off some more after a 7-game point streak, and there may be the best defenseman in the National Hockey League, Raymond Bourque.
Tonight from the Fleet Center in Boston, Molson Leaf Hockey on TV is brought to you by Molson Canadian. I am. By Pure Energy, rechargeable alkaline batteries get a life, and another, and another, and another. And by D'Angelo Foods and Pace with the human race.